All right, this is homework practice 9-8. We're comparing numbers using place value. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the place value charts, go through the sample, and then greater than, less than, and equal to signs. To compare two numbers, first compare the digits with the greatest place value. If the hundreds are equal, so we've got the numbers 117 and 116. So we're going to take a look. The hundreds are equal. Then we're going to compare the tens. The tens each have a 1. Those are equal. So if the tens are equal, then compare the ones. So 7 we know is greater than 6. So here we have 117, and we're comparing 116. 7 is greater than 107, greater than 6, right? 7 is greater than 6, so 117 is going to be greater than 116. And with the students, I just pretend this is a giant alligator mouth, and it always eats the bigger number. It's always hungry and selfish and always eats the bigger number. So between the two, write the greater than, less than, or equal to signs using place value blocks if needed. Again, the students can just start at the highest place value. We've got 3 and 4. Well, we know right off the bat 4 is bigger. So we know that 341 is less than 432. Again, I'm going to do the big alligator mouth there, eating the larger number. 990 compared to 290, we're going to look at the first value. And we've got 9 and 2. We know that 9 is larger. So we'll draw that bigger, greater than sign, eating over there. 621 to 639. Now, our first number in the hundreds is the same. So we're going to look at our second number. We have 2 and 3. We know that 3 is larger. So we're going to do our sign here. 890 and 880. So 8's the same, 8's the same. Our second number is 9 and 8. 9 is larger. So we're going to just eat that guy up. 546 and 546. So let's see. 5, 5, 4, 4, 6, 6. They are the same. So we're just going to do an equal to sign on that one. Okay, 999 compared to 995. So we've got 9, 9, 9, 9. We have a 9 in the ones and a 5 in the ones. 9 is going to be larger. It will eat the bigger number. So it's just an easier way to remember the alligator is very selfish and he only eats the larger number. Okay, we're going to go through and compare these. Use the numbers in the triangles as digits. Write a number that will make each comparison true. So right here, we know that this has to be the bigger number, right? The alligator is eating the bigger numbers. 942. We have a 9, a 2, and a 4. So we can do any number. There's several choices we could do. I'm just going to go with 924 because I know that one is going to be less than 942. Again, they could do 249, 294. There's other options they can do as well. For number 8, we have 872 is the bigger number. So we just need a number that is smaller than that. I'm going to go on 287 is smaller. Okay, number 9, Nyla compared 790 and 709. Her work is shown at the right. Is Nyla's comparison correct? If not correct, her mistake. Okay. So she compared the ones, and she started with the ones, first of all. We know that's our first mistake. 0 is less than 9, so she said 790 is less than 709. So her mistake is she needs to compare the, basically the number in the tens. So if you compare the hundreds, they're both the same, but our 9s and 0s are incorrect. So we say, is her comparison correct? No. She needed to compare the digits in the tens place. And then it says to correct her her mistake. So I'm just going to go ahead and write it out here. We're comparing 790 and 709. Always is the larger number. It's going to go that way. So 790 is greater than 709. 10, our higher order thinking. A number is less than 200 and greater than 100. And we can even do a number line if that helps out a little bit. So we know it is greater than 100 and less than 200. So it's on this section of our number line here. The ones digit, so we can do for our hundreds, tens, and ones. The ones digit is 5 less than 10. So 5 less than 10 is going to be 5, because 5 less than 10 is 10 minus 5. The tens digit is 2 more than the ones digit. So our ones digit is 5. We're going to add 2 to that. 2 plus 5 is 7. The tens digit is 2 more than the ones digit. What is the number? Well, it's between 100 and 200 here on our number line. So we know it's got to be less than 200. So our first digit is going to be a 1. So our number is 175. Number 11, our Common Core assessment. Again, we see this one. That helps us get ready for the final assessment. This week, 161 fans watched a soccer game. Last week, 116 fans watched a soccer game, which correctly compares the number of soccer fans in these 2 weeks. So if we want to, we can go ahead and take a look at what we know is larger. We've got 161, 116. Well, right off the bat, 116 and 116 aren't going to match. We know that 161 over here is going to be the greater number. So let's go through and take a look at this. 161, nope, it's eating 116, which is the smaller number. So we know that is not correct. This one here, it's eating 116. It's showing that that's the greater than. We know that's not true. So we've got 116 here is smaller, 161 is greater. The answer will be D.